situation backstage. The boys have been in the room now for about 20-25 minutes, beginning to warm up. 69 kilos, 10 3/4 stone or thereabouts, 152 pounds, and some interesting characters. Oleg Chen there, and this is Kaya of Albania, and also very familiar Frenchman Kingu Matan Bernardin, and he's got Venceslas Dabaya in his corner tonight, former European and world champion. So there are the body weights that the gentlemen weighed in, but they are not so significant anymore, as we'll explain when we come back after this. Just about a minute to go, and the best performances earlier in the afternoon from the B group. This is Victor Castro, 138 kilos in the snatch for Spain. And Damian Wisniewski of Poland, 166 kilos, the best of the clean and jerks. And so the best total going into tonight's competition, that's from the Polish lifter Daniel Wisniewski, combined 301 kilos. So that is the basic target that all the lifters in this A group final have got to overcome. So, as I said, Michaela Rees alongside me. This could be quite interesting. And again, just as we had last night with the women, this is one of those sort of competitions where making the lifts, getting 6 out of 6 is going to pay dividends.
Well, it is, and this is probably a good time just to explain the changing rule. So no longer body weights are important other than making the category. Quite simply, it's the lifter that gets to the weight first. The one that's going to take the lead.
First man out on the stage, the first of 2 Bulgarians, 23 years of age. This is Dejan Minchev, and 128 kilos to start. And not an auspicious start, and actually put this in the context of Victor Castro's 138, 10 kilos below, so this is a long way from getting to the lead.
Well, 10 kilos below, and if successful, this would have only put him up into 4th place. And 3 lifters from the B group that have outsnatched him. That not the most convincing of starts. You have 2 attempts remaining. You get 3 lifts in the snatch, 3 in the clean and jerk. And it's your best of each that are added together to give you an overall total.
And Dejan last year in the Europeans in Norway, well, he did snatch 130 kilos, failed all the clean and jerks, and therefore didn't get a total. So 128 start, 130. It's he has lifted 140, but you know that's in the distant past, and the bar going up to 130. And this is for the other Minchev. This is for Zlatko. Zlatko, 2nd in December in Israel in the under-23 championships. Total up 293 kilos there. Just to put that in perspective, Wisniewski, the Pole, who leads from the B group, 301 kilos. Bulgaria, Moldova, Albania, Spain, Italy, the Czech Republic, Turkey, Germany, France and Russia all represented. So a really good mix of European countries.
And a good mix of both Eastern and Western European countries too.
So, in fact, Dejan Minchev coming out now for his 2nd attempt at 130. And that's because Zlatko has gone to 133.
He's in trouble now. That's 2 failures. Very risky, going from 128, which he missed, up to 130. Well, 2 red lights there against the numbers. 1 attempt left to stay in this competition.
Backstage in the last half an hour, just having a little chat with 1 or 2 people there. The Frenchman, Kingue Martin Bernardin, a familiar face to us, but not actually about him at the moment, but I was just chatting to them about Anne Michel, who started off getting that European title, and they were saying that they were chuffed to bits because that was the first French female title for 22 years.
Wowza.
Yeah.
I forget the name of the French girl that took the title before, but it was back in the late 90s, if I remember. I was witness to it, and I remember lifting over 100 kilos. I think
well, actually, they
63 bodyweight category.
But they were saying it's 22 years since they've had a woman win a title, a championship.
Well, it was in the 90s, I'm sure it was.
Well, I'm just doing the maths. That's 27. But yeah, I suppose was it?
And at that time,
was it Bernardine?
Back in those days, back in the day, many years ago, that was when, you know, if a female lifter lifted over 100 kilos, it was like, wow, you know, nobody's ever done this. And now it's pretty much standard across the weight categories, right down to the lightest.
So Dejan Minchev, far from an auspicious start now, under real pressure. And if he doesn't get this, then he doesn't get a total. And that's a sad journey home.
Well, he saved the day with his third attempt, 130. That's good. He's going to be a little despondent, having messed up on the first 2.
I think he'll be more than a little despondent because you come here, that's what he lifted last year. OK, he's not a favourite to win today, but he certainly would have expected to extend his personal best. And, you know, now, yes, of course, he can go onto the clean and jerk, but that's not a great way to go into the second half.
Well, any athlete preparing for this level of competition, they always plan, you know, to get the first one in, and they dream of what might happen on the second and third attempt. Don't plan in your head what might happen if you miss your first 2.
So Petr Petrov now coming onto the stage for the Czech Republic. Hails from the town of Bohemín, which is not too far from Ostrava. .132, opening account. Look pretty comfortable, and he's got a personal best of 138. That isn't on an international competition stage, but nonetheless, 138.
Training?
Yeah.
So in terms of, you know, from a lifter's point of view, we look at 2 weights. Your personal best in training, personal best in competition. It's always good to be better on the platform when it really matters. Well, the most he's done in competition, I believe, is 132. So yeah, starting on the money there.
Yeah, that was in the World Championships in Houston when he was way down the ranking, but nonetheless. Actually, got to get this right. I think it's his wife or partner who's actually lifting tomorrow in a women's 69 kilo. That's Eliska. And now Zlatko Minchev coming in at 133. Now this is the silver medalist from Israel last December at under 23. Coming down to 15 seconds. Ten seconds to get the bar moving. 8, 6.
Well, as a lifter, he would have been completely aware of how long he had left. There is a clock on the platform. He passed the clock on the way up. So the timing, although he only had 3 seconds left, he would have known about that.
Do you think that was a little bit of overthinking there?
No, I think this is a sign of a lifter that's lost a fair amount of body weight to make the category, and he just looked very sluggish through the middle. There was no acceleration not enough acceleration.
And your point being is that he weighed in at exactly 69 kilos.
I said that before I'd even looked at the board. That's the first time I've looked at his actual body weight, but he just looks sluggish. He doesn't look like he's firing, he doesn't look sharp, and this could be an issue for him. He's following himself.
Well, he's not the only one who weighed in at exactly 69 kilos, because Kalja of Albania also 69 kilos. And there's quite a few actually weighed in within just a few grams of the category limit.
The only reason we're discussing the body weights now is because it just shows how close these guys are to the limit. And when you've got a lifter that's weighing in on the limit, you know that they've cut weight. You know that they've had to come down. And the question is how far. We've got the German lifter in the picture now who's pacing around, waiting for his turn. He should have been next out, but because Minchev has missed his first attempt, the competition is now delayed for everybody else.
Second attempt, we can forgive him one miss, but in this category today, you need to make everything. Oh.
That's okay. He's still got plenty of time on the clock. However, he's not going to enjoy lifting without tape. He needs to put it out of his mind and just get on with the job. He's done well.
Yeah, just a couple of paces forward, feet in line, steady, 3 white lights coming his way, and good lift. And second attempt, so he's repaired the damage, limited the damage, we'll say.
He has, but he's not happy right now as he ripped his hand as well. Normally the lifters will wear tape on their thumbs and some of their fingers just to protect the hands from ripping. But if that tape becomes loose, you've got to get rid of it.
We have the change. The same weight, 174.
And I think, yes, the technical controllers have stopped it again because they want the bar cleaned, just in case there was any blood there. And they've done that pretty smartly. Well done by the technical controllers. Good spot. That's what they're there for, amongst other things.
Well, it could have been the lifter as well, who's just said, hey, I've ripped my hand, so they've let them know.
So Robert Joachim representing Germany. Lives in Berlin. He's in the army, and it's the army that allows him to be a full-time weightlifter. Been German champion on a couple of occasions. Got a personal best of 138, so opening up at 134. Ah, he's not happy, is he?
Something they've done with the bar in terms of cleaning it, maybe.
Rough.
Possibly. When you say rough, he means they've just taken the chalk that was on the bar off it, so it's rougher on one side.
9 seconds.
He knows.
That's good lifting.
It's good lifting. Just look at the build on Robert there. Really long in the back, short in the arms and legs. Perfect levers for a weightlifter.
Had a little problem, but managed it very well.
Yeah, a bit cheesed off. You're going to be. You don't want anything to distract you. But he managed to deal with it, put it behind him.
But that's good focus. I mean, exactly so. Came out with very few seconds on the clock by the time he'd readjusted, and well done to him. And now the bar being prepared for the man, I believe, David Sanchez from Spain, who took the bronze medal last year, 143 kilos, 175, 318 is total. Behind Ismailov of Turkey, and Sergei Petrov of Russia took the silver on that occasion. Spanish contingent, as ever, right behind us, led by mostly Tenere Hernandez, who was a silver medalist a day or so ago. She's the choir master at 135 kilos. Progressive lifter. from Almeria in Spain.
Well, in contrast to the lifter we've just seen, David Sanchez, well, very short in the back, long in the arms and legs. It's going to make it more tricky, but he coped with that weight very well, and he's put himself into second place. His teammate from the B group, Victor Castro, still in the lead from the B group.
Yeah, the under-23 reigning European champion. And now yet another young talent, and this time Italy, Mirko Zanni, junior European silver medalist last December. Mirko, just 19. Whips the bar overhead. And this is more like it. This is what you want to see, confidence starts.
I'm just looking to see what he did with his head there. He seemed to be leading with the head. He's just shrugged the coaches off as if to say, don't speak to me. Very, very strong for a 19-year-old. Takes many, many years to gain the strength to be a champion.
Sebastiano on the right there, nodding his approval. And now the one and only Turkish lifter, Okyay of Turkey, based out of the Olympic training camp in Antep, in the southern part of Turkey. Ahmed Turan Okyay, opening at 135, well inside his personal best. And this is really good because this is competitive competition. Okyay with that 135. Opens his account, but as you just explained, in his case only going into fourth place.
And the reason he's only gone into fourth place is because a number of lifters have also lifted the same weight. And remember, it's the lifter that gets to that weight first that goes into the lead. So in order to go up the rankings, they're going to need to take an extra kilo.
Uh, 135 for Zlatko Minchev.
It's just no legs. There's no explosion. It's all through the middle. It's very one speed, very lethargic. Well, that's a shame. Disappointing, only 1 out of the 3 for Minchev. He'll have to be content with 133 on his second attempt. Yeah, just doesn't explode anywhere near fast enough.
And that's two Bulgarian lifters, and neither of them have been impressive.
You've got to question what's happened in terms of the process of getting here. We've seen time after time the Spanish, the Italian lifters, they've been coming out all guns blazing, absolutely on fire, sparking exactly when they need to. We've got some countries that are coming out and not performing. At that point, you've got to question what's happened in the process.
Sergei Czechia for Moldova from the capital, Chisinau. 26 years of age, a little bit more experienced than 1 and 2 who are out there tonight.
Well, that's the explosion that we want. There we are. That's what we talk about when we say firing on all cylinders. 136, good enough for second place.
A European bronze medal back in 2014 when we all went to Tel Aviv for the Europeans. And Petr Petrov out for his second attempt. So again, he's still a couple of kilos away from his own personal best in the training hall, 138, but building to it.
Oh, did well, swung his shoulders back, did well to steady overhead. Great lifting from Petr Petrov of the Czech Republic.
Zips into third place overall.
You see the shoulders shaking and quivering. Under a lot of pressure with that kind of weight overhead. These guys sub 69 kilos in body weight.
Petr Kroll on the right there, you momentarily saw, president of the Czech Weightlifting Federation. Petrov from Ostrava over in the eastern, sort of northeastern part of the Czech Republic, and David Sanchez. Now the clock counting down now, just 30 seconds, so something's going to happen.
Yeah, change of weight. Sanchez has gone up.
Sanchez has gone up to 140. And likewise for Mirko Zani of Italy, Ahmed Okyay of Turkey at 140. Three men still to start here. Kaya of Albania, Benedin of France, and Oleg Chen, who's been a triple silver medalist in 3 World Championships. So is tonight going to be the night for him, I wonder? So Robert Joachim for Germany. Out of 2.
Pat on the back from the coaches, and thoroughly deserved. Chest high, leads with that chest, gets good extension and sits nice and straight under the bar.
Yeah, talking to the coaches, they said the main thing they think tonight for Robert is to just improve on his personal best. He's just a kilo under at the moment.
A kilo under, but you're talking about a training personal best on a competition platform.
No, I'm talking about a competition platform. He did 139.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I beg your pardon. He did do 139. That was in the German Championships. Now, Petrov. Now, this is for a new personal best.
Just that right arm never quite went to lock, did it?
Robert Joachim, though, we should have said the 138 that he did get, because it's the second attempt. He goes into the overall lead because Castro from the B group got the 138, but in his case it was his third attempt under the new regulations. Hope you're getting used to them.
Maybe worth pointing out as well, that previous attempt was a double bodyweight lift. We are now in excess of double bodyweight. As Bernardin Matam steps foot onto the platform for the first time.
Yeah, this is Kinge Matam Bernardin. The one thing that worries, this is a good lifter, but the one thing that worries me is if you look through his record, he's got a very low percentage of successful lifts.
He has, but if you just look then, what he did as he came onto the platform is point to his elbows. It's just indicating to the referees that his elbows do not lock out properly.
8th in Rio at the Olympic Games, a bronze medal at European level back in 2013. In Tirana.
You can just see the position he's in. He's okay with that. He should get 3 white lights. His elbows are really not great, and he struggles to hold that weight overhead. That's why his arms are so heavily built. It's because he has to rely on muscle strength, because his elbow lock is just not good enough.
Yeah, did a 147 in the Houston World Championships, but I'm really pleased that he's got this first one in, because for him, more than some, this is really important.
It is, and to get one under your belt, it means a lot. It means he can go out there now and give it everything on his last 2 attempts.
So, David Sanchez. Now, he's got a personal best of 143. So, he's just 3 kilos short of this. And this, of course, for the lead.
Oh, does well. Nearly lost it out the back door. Steadies himself. Good leg strength to stand.
And in fact, of course, that's actually for second place, because Bernardin Matam actually got to 140 on his first attempt. Now, young Mirko Zani, as he showed on the first attempt, he doesn't waste very much time. He gets on with it here. He's got bags of time.
And that's what I was referring to on the first lift. He throws his head back. And if we look at the slow-mo, hopefully we'll get it from the side. And as you throw your head back, your shoulders are going to follow. As a result, your hips will go forward, and that's when the bar starts swinging. Just couldn't quite save it from going out the back.
So Sergei Czechia for Moldova, also wanting 140 kilos. At the moment, it's Matam from Sanchez, from Joachim, France from Spain, from Germany, the 1, 2, 3 in the snatch phase at the moment. And this, not for the lead, but for third place.
Well, he attacked that, didn't he? Right from the floor. Very explosive, very aggressive in the manner in which he's lifting. Coming off the platform again, completely focused. Still 1 attempt to go. Can he go any further? So the chaos in the warm-up room as the coaches keep a close eye on the scoreboard, make the necessary changes at the appropriate time. Meanwhile, the lifters just sit back and relax.
Yeah, that's Okiai. Okiai's second attempt will be 141 kilos, just being prepared and brought out now with still 45 seconds on the clock, so plenty of time to get organised. Okiai, junior European champion 2 seasons ago. Snatch 138, put a jerk with it at 162 to make 300. Best international competition has seen him get a total of 305, but he's a little more ambitious than that today. So 141, this is for the outright lead in the snatch. Matam from Czechia, from Sanchez, the 1, 2, 3 at the moment.
A 6 kilo increase, that's quite substantial, even at this body weight, 135 to 141. A few stern words from the coach. Let's have a look at what happened. Drifted onto his toes as he came off the floor, a bit short on the extension, but it was close.
There's Robert Joachim. So he's going for the outright lead. He had 138. He's had 2 successes. 134, 138. So 3 kilo increase here. 30 years of age. Been lifting for about 15 years, the coaches reckon. They couldn't quite remember when he started, but they thought it was about 15 years.
Just look at the stature as well. Very, very chunky in the legs. Arms, not so much. All of the power comes from the legs, the glutes. And all the arms need to do is catch it overhead. And he does it exceptionally well. 3 out of 3 good lifts.
Yeah, and 141 does represent a new personal best, so that's the first target of the German team, because that's how the lifters and the coaches work. It is one man who does the work, but it is a team effort.
Well, you definitely need coaches that you can rely on backstage. It does help when you've got a good team around you.
So the current state of play sees Germany in the gold medal position at the moment, ahead of France, and then Moldova in bronze through the efforts of Czechia. Czechia and Sanchez of Spain have still got 1 attempt left, but Matam of France has got 2 to come. Zani 1 to come. Okiai 1 to come. But of course, still to start, Brikan Kaya of Albania. And where are they going to go with this? 142?
I think right about now, David, it's probably best just to let the scoreboard take its course, because everybody's changing weights here. As soon as we announce one lifter's out, they change again.
There's 2 men who haven't started. Kaya's 1, Oleg Chen of Russia is the other. Chen has posted 145 for his opening attempt, and that's still very much where he planned to be. And as ever, the wisdom of my colleague sitting next to me as the bar goes to 142.
I think there's been 7 changes of weight in the last 20, 30 seconds.
So Okiai, might he be the man to come out now? He's gone up a kilo. That's bought a bit of time for him, but 45 seconds, and yes, it is. Turkey next, 142. So the leader has 141, so this is for the outright lead by a kilo. Currently in 8th. This would zoom him right to the top of the table. 3rd attempt. Yeah, that's it.
Well.
He did do well, and that will get 3 white lights.
It will get 3 white lights, but he does need to have a bit more discipline lowering the bar. He needs to come down below shoulder height before letting go, or he risks the referees failing it. He was close. It was a great fight to stagger forwards. Look, that was clearly dropped above the shoulders.
Yeah, but we've actually noticed that on the 2 previous days. You have a look at this. And...
well, the jury were looking closely at
I know, but they haven't picked up on that, have they?
They were. I'm just watching the jury right now, and they were watching the replays, and they were discussing it.
So now Matam out for his 2nd attempt. 3 kilo increase. So again, this would take him a kilo ahead of Okiai. And now you're seeing the effect of this new rule. No longer body weight determining the placing. It's all about weights being lifted. It's designed to make the competitions that much more competitive. Oh dear.
Well, this is the problem we've got with Bernardin Matan. His elbows are not great. He struggles to get it overhead and hold it there. The tendency is for those arms just to bend a little.
Venceslav Stabaya just accompanying him away. And David Sanchez for Spain. So 143. right on his personal best for this third attempt to take the lead.
A costly attempt, and he knows it. The frustration is there. Let's have a look at what went wrong. Just pull him with the arms a bit early, doesn't quite get the legs into it. So frustrating.
Kaya of Albania, well, he's gone up to 145 for his opening attempt to match up to the ambitions of Oleg Chen. And now Mirko Zani. Youth Olympic Games medalist a couple of years ago at 62 kilos. Now, of course, up into 69. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, fight for it. I think he's going to get that, you know.
Yeah, but I don't want to see the replay. Goodness me. He's young, he's inexperienced. A more experienced lifter may well have let that go for fear. Yeah. The elbows and shoulders going.
Well, you always say that when you're that young, you don't know.
No, you don't know and you don't care.
Right, so here's the dance around the stage.
On the heels, staggers backwards and somehow manages to stay strong in the shoulders and the arms. Well done.
Italy take the advantage. Well, it's an interesting fight, bar two at the moment, isn't it?
Well, two lifters yet to begin their campaign, but still all to play for here with the medals.
Yeah, so somebody's going to get a bronze out of this.
Well, Mirko Zani from Italy currently in the lead. Two lifters yet to start, and two other lifters still have a shot at getting onto the podium in the snatch.
So Czechia now for Moldova, and just a kilo up. This is the way these competitions are unfolding with this new rule. Just adding that kilo to get ahead. And Czechia, 30-second buzzer, 144. So Zani stays in gold, Okier in silver, Joachim in bronze, Italy, Turkey, Germany. But Matam for France lying in fourth place. He failed at 143, he's waited, the bar's at 144. This arguably for a medal. If he makes this, he's going to go into the lead, and there are only two other men who've yet to participate. So this effectively is for the bronze medal. But just as important, he needs this to stay alive in the overall competition. Well, we did say right at the beginning that his record is one of low percentages in terms of success. 143 is a weight he's done. He did it to collect a bronze medal 4 years ago, but not today. And that means that at the moment, we can say with some confidence that Mirko Zani, at the age of 19, has got the bronze medal.
Incredible effort, incredible lifting.
Yeah. So Albania, Brikan Kaya, fifth in the Olympic Games, snatched 145 kilos, which is the number of kilos he's opening up here.
Goodness me, crazy loaders now. They're scraping the chalk off the bar on the platform, makes the platform slippery, really. That bar should have been rolled backwards to have done that. Oh, well, that was not a tidy lift at all. Brekan Kalya of Albania, first attempt 145, not even close. He could well have ripped his hand on that opening attempt.
Yeah, as I said, he was 5th in the Olympic Games, but that was after serving a 2-year disqualification from 2013 to 2015.
Well, the bar really buried him at the bottom. He hit the bottom fast, but the bar came down on top. Timing just not quite there. Bosh. Ouch, that's going to hurt the shoulders.
So that's one life lost. And it does open the door for Oleg Chen of Russia.
You can just see him putting tape on that hand. He has ripped his hand. But hey, it's only pain, that's all it is. Fill it with chalk and he'll be fine.
He's got an older brother, Chen, and you'll see him momentarily. Dmitry, who was a weightlifter, but not as successful as Oleg. And here he is. Silver medalist at world level, Paris 2011, Wroclaw 2013, and Houston 2015, and a 2-time European champion. Now this man is capable of going into the 150s, not least could even get to the 160s at his best.
Just look how close he has his hands. Very short arms. It works for him. But when your hands are that close, it's harder to get it overhead. Now you can see there's still plenty of distance between the bar and his head, so he could go wider. And for those lifters out there, even the experienced lifters, try lifting with your hands a few inches closer. Don't suddenly move them all the way in. Move them in bit by bit, rep by rep, set by set. And I used to call it a monkey grip snatch. It's an awfully long extension, and it does make the snatch feel completely different. But then when you go back to snatching with your hands wider, you just see the difference. You get really good extension.
So Kaya taped up but ready to go, and as you said, it's a little bit of mind over matter when it comes to the pain aspect.
He's just ripped it.
Yeah, I just noticed that he's just ripped it off, hasn't he? He's just
ripped the tape off, filled it with chalk. There we are. Man up.
"20 seconds in which to move the bar. 15. Has a little look at the clock. I'd like to see a camera picture of Mirko Zani, you know. You know, because Kaya is now in the danger zone. Chen zooming onto the stage.
Well, the thing is, David, we know that Mirko Zani is guaranteed a medal, assuming that Kalya is able to nail that on a 3rd attempt. I think we want the camera on the Turk. Okay, well, he's the one that could get a medal.
Oh, yes, from that aspect. Yeah, I was thinking of Mirko getting a shinier one. Ah, that's better from Chen. Stand still. That will be awarded 3 white lights, no question about that. And Chen off the stage and goes into the gold medal position. Zani down to silver. Okyay of Turkey into the bronze medal position. 145, 143, 142. Chen's on his way. Great opportunity tonight for Chen, you know, to get a 3rd European title.
There is. His clean and jerk starting weight is down on the weight that Kalya in picture has posted, but it's all going to be irrelevant if Kalya is unable to make this 145.
So we actually rather need a camera on Okyay at this moment, don't we? Because if he fails this, Okyay is going to hold on to the bronze medal. And Okyay of Turkey has just won the bronze medal.
Well, by default, but hey-ho. This is a man back from a 2-year suspension, and I guess just deserved in some ways.
Well, he did actually compete. He had the suspension, then went back, went to the Olympics, got a decent fifth place finish, but that's not good lifting. And yeah, another Albanian who doesn't look to be at his best. And Chen there, the winner of the Snatch gold medal. Now his situation is very clear. He's got one attempt left, and now this is the opportunity to build the cushion of advantage.
Chen, well, Chen's coaches will be looking at the scoreboard after this lift with a bit of relief, actually, that Kalia is no longer in the competition. It does make the clean and jerk there for the taking. Yeah,
Chen, who's opened, what did Chen, he's proposed, what was it, 160?
Chen 160 compared to Kalia 175.
Yeah, but Kalia can go for clean and jerk.
Yeah, but the overall, no.
Yeah, Matam's posted 173, the Frenchman, but he's down at 140. If Chen lifts this, he'd be a full 10 kilos behind. So, a few Turkish smiles around here for a bronze medal, not least from the General Secretary. Oh, Chen! Oh, he stayed on the platform. How did he do that? He had his left toes 2-1. It's a split decision. So we need to see the replay to check that.
Well, to arm's length, no problem. Stagger, stagger, stagger. Has to stay on the platform.
But it's a good lift, and that gives him an all-important 5-kilo advantage over the young Italian Zanni, with Occhiai, who is now 8 kilos away. He's that close. The bar must be put down on the platform. He mustn't come off the platform. It's 4 meters square. And Chen, the European champion, Chen in 2013 and 2014, on his way perhaps to another title. We're at the halfway stage. Russia in gold, Italy in silver, Turkey in bronze. And there you have it. And Germany in 4th place. No result for Bricken Kaya. Championship of Europe with Russia in a commanding position, and a chance to just relive some of those best lifts from the first half. So, Occhiai of Turkey coming out here for 142. And probably not thinking that he had any chance of getting a medal, but actually lifting well enough to make the 3rd attempt.
And he did, and it was risky going up from the failed 141 up to 142. Put himself in the best possible shout of a medal, and he's got it.
Second attempt. David Sanchez, please prepare.
Yeah, and Occhiai, the beneficiary of Kaya's failures. But what about Mirko Zanni, the 19-year-old Italian? I mean, I bet seriously, they didn't think he was going to get a silver medal.
Well, just incredible to fight that weight from going behind. He staggered all over the place, but somehow managed to steady himself. Thoroughly deserved silver medal, 143.
Moldova, 3rd attempt. Lifter to follow is Bernardo Matam.
So Zanni, well, great reward. As you said, you know, because he's young, he doesn't, in a sense, know any better. So he's not, thank goodness, injured himself.
No, he's good, and he'll live to fight another day here. He's got a good chance now, capitalising on that into the 2nd phase.
And now to Oleg Chen. Well, didn't start auspiciously, did he? 145 a failure, then 145 a good lift, and then 150, which has given him a 7-kilo advantage over his nearest pursuer.
It was a great recovery, and how he managed to stay on the platform. Just incredible lifting. 150, gold medal on the snatch.
And that sets him up nicely for the second half of the competition, and it really is him saying to everybody else, catch me if you can.
Well, there's going to be one or two that are going to fancy their chances of catching Chen. It's going to be close.
Michaela, okay, fine, Chen's in a great position, but have a look at the rest of the scoreboard, because from Mirko Zani in second place down to David Sanchez, who was a medalist here in the Europeans last year, only 3 kilos separate the other 6 for the fight for silver and bronze.
Don't rule some of these guys out now. Remember, Bernardin Martin, he might be 10 kilos down on the snatch, but he's got a big opener on the clean and jerk. It's going to be close.
Good point. So still the best part of 3.5 minutes to go to the start of the clean and jerk. We're going to, so to speak, pay the rent. But if you're just joining us, we're at an intriguing moment in the men's 69 kilo championship of Europe. Mikhail Breeze, together with myself, David Goldstrom, and Oleg Chen of Russia leading the way. 2 out of 3 in the snatch division for the triple world silver medalist. He leads with 150 kilos ahead of young 19-year-old Mirko Zani of Italy, 7 kilos behind. Ahmed Okiay of Turkey, 8 kilos behind. However, between 2nd and 7th in the ranking, only 3 kilos, and indeed there are other dangers, and in particular we're looking at Matam of France, who may well, with a big clean and jerk, put himself right up into a medal position. So just about half a minute to go before we get underway. These are the situations, as you can see at this moment in time. David Sanchez there, a bit disappointing. He was the bronze medalist last year, totaled up 318, and he's got a bit of work to do. And if you are just joining us, Brikan Kaya of Albania, 5th in the Olympic Games in Rio, bombed out, no successes in his 3 attempts, and now can only go for clean and jerk honours. And there you have the opening proposed weights. Just a guide to where they might start, given that the warm-up has gone as planned. So Zani already in possession, I should say, of an excellent silver medal, now going for an opening clean and jerk attempt of 155 kilos.
Fairly straightforward, not the best technical lift we've seen.
I was just thinking, actually, you know, to me that was a bit conservative, because he, in the junior, getting a silver medal in the Junior Europeans in December, he actually clean and jerked 167.
Yeah, but you don't know what form he's had coming into this. Very army on the way up, but pretty good in the overhead phase. Maybe worth noting that coming out as the first lifter in the clean and jerk, he's only had just over 10 minutes to prepare.
Well, I was thinking about that, but well, maybe that was just one to get himself going. And here, the bronze medalist, Okiay for Turkey, 156, that extra kilo to go into the lead in the clean and jerk. We'll just revise that for a moment, because the leader in the clean and jerk is actually Wisniewski of Poland from the B group earlier in the day, 166.
No problems there, but his coaches really do need to have a word about how he's putting the bar down. He was lucky on the snatches not to be failed for dropping the bar above shoulder height. He's done something, he's hurt himself. Not sure what he's done. Clean looks good. Here we get a nice side view. Hips nicely underneath the shoulders.
And just to reiterate the situation at the moment, the man who has the greatest number of kilos in the clubhouse is Damian Wisniewski of Poland, 301 kilos from the B group early in the day, ahead of the Spaniard Victor Castro, who's got 300, and Wisniewski leading the clean and jerk with 166 kilos. Castro got 162, and those two at the moment are well ahead of these early starters in the clean and jerk.
I think it's fair to say the lifters that you've just identified from the B group are likely to take 1 or 2 scalps from the A group.
Well, both Bulgarians had a very modest performance in the first half. This is Zlatko Minchev. Down in 11th place at the halfway stage.
That was a power jerk attempt, was sinking. Maybe should have dropped that bit lower first time.
But it's not his evening, you know. I mean, 160, 161, he's been doing that in recent times. I think he's, you know, it's really knocking him about in his head at the moment that it's just not going his way.
The clean is good, but the jerk, you just see he tries to catch it very high. Needed to be underneath, a little bit lower, a bit quicker.
And it may well be. Just having a quick look at the board now, whether anybody else wants that. It's clearly not a happy chappy.
Trouble is as well, once you've done the clean, you've expended a lot of energy. Just need to take the full advantage of the 2 minutes available to recover.
Because he would have been building up to that 160, so in the warm-up room, starting with an empty bar, would have probably, what, put 6 or 7?
Yeah, it'd have probably gone, for example, empty bar, what's he gone out on 160, so probably 60 kilos warm-up, 90 kilos, 110, yeah. 130, and gone up in steady increments. Probably would have hit 150, maybe 155 as his last attempt in the warm-up room before coming out on the 160.
So he hasn't got a total at the moment. So things are getting crucial.
That's better. Lands it this time. All about timing, getting your body in the right position. Cannot be soft underneath these kind of weights.
And that only takes him up to 3rd place in the clean and jerk rankings because of the men in the B group, and overall it puts him into 5th place. Far to 162 for Sergei Chakir of Moldova. Now Chakir at the halfway stage in 6th place, 10 kilos behind Oleg Chen, but only 3 kilos behind Mirko Zani in the silver medal position. So this is where it's really going to count to make the lifts.
I wouldn't like to place a bet right now. This is going to be so close.
Because you've got to really say, you know, silver and bronze. I mean, if Chen does what we think he's going to do...
you say that, but Chen doesn't have anywhere near the heaviest opener here, so he could be losing a few kilos straight away. Matam is the one that I'm keen to see how he can get on. But don't forget David Sanchez as well, 167 as an opener. That's 5 kilos up on the weight that Chen is now due to come on. Well, it's going to make it very tight at the top.
So Chen, 162. Well, I'm really surprised to see him coming in at this level, because I can only think that he just wants to get a total on the board.
Yeah, he may have been carrying an injury coming into this championships, but with a best of 185, 162 is pretty modest. So you'd expect this to be fairly comfortable.
And there it is. There's the 162. The only worry I've got for him is, does he sit back and wait? And then how long can he wait? Because, you know, what's he going to put on the bar for the next one?
Right about now, we need to forget what his best is and look at the manner in which he's lifting this. Does it look easy? It looks technically very good and very efficient, but that's a man that's working pretty hard. So, is he going to sit back and wait? I don't think so. I think he's going to play this out as any other competitor would. 5K maybe on a second attempt. 6, 7's pushing it maybe.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say 7 would be pushing it. Now, you could be right. 5 or 6 would be the conservative, probably the sensible way to go. So, this is Dejan Minchev, the other Bulgarian.
It's a solid opening attempt.
Yeah, but they're in terms of the competition, they're in another division, aren't they? They're not really in the fighting for medals division.
Hey, anything can happen. You're in an A group, you're on the big platform, anything can happen. We've seen it before.
Trust me, it is not going to be a Bulgarian national anthem that we're going to be hearing tonight.
No,
I don't mean that.
I
don't mean that with any disrespect.
No, but with a 133 on the snatch, he's quite a way down. This man, however, Mirko Zani, well, he's not so far down. Silver medalist from the snatch.
7 kilo increase. Now, we were just talking about that, so let's see how he gets on with this. Well, we said he started conservatively. He's still short of his personal best, but that was solid enough.
Well, solid in the positions, very economical, moves very well. But if we look at the replay, just see how much that body is quivering underneath the weight. He's working hard all the way through this. He may make it look easy. Look at the shaking. Solid overhead, very aggressive. Good lifting.
Yeah, only 19. What a prospect for the Italians. Now, Okia. So he's looking now for a 6 kilo increase. A little bit harder this time. But he's much stronger overhead and actually makes little of that with the jerk. Good lift. And up into 3rd overall, 4th in the clean and jerk. Oleg Chen leading overall by 3:12. Zani 3:05. Okiai 3:04. And inevitably the bar going up by 1 kilo. I don't know what you think about this. I mean, because quite a lot of time, you know, is it making a difference? You know, from when body weight was the deciding factor, when people took 2 or 3 kilos, or not?
Well, the thing is, when body weight is a deciding factor, you as an athlete are completely in control. If you want to lose extra in your endeavours to try and get lighter than everybody else, you can, and you can control that. Whereas this is very much the luck of the draw. Whoever gets the lowest lot number, well, they will be called first if the weights are the same. So there's a bit more of a luck element coming into it. Very impressive opening attempt at 163 from Cheshire.
Yeah, Cheshire, mid-20s, and moves himself up And if you look at the men in second, third and fourth place at the moment, Zani 305, Okyai 304, Czechia 303, and Zani going to come out, no, I'm sure he's not going to come out at 163.
No, so the bar automatically goes up by 1 kilo. The coaches have now made the change to 166. We're going to see Petr Petrov of the Czech Republic for his first attempt.
Yeah, it's his girlfriend who's lifting tomorrow. He's got an interesting passion, cooking. But not just, I mean, I said to him, I was thinking it would be some favourite European dish, but not at all. He said he's apparently a terrific Chinese food cook. That's his great passion when he's, you know, got time to relax. I wouldn't mind him popping around to our hotel and having a little Chinese. It would be a bit different for a change.
Are you getting bored of the same food, David?
Well, the food is very good quality. There's not a problem with that. It's just that it is a bit repetitious. So Petrov now 164. Well, he just missed out on a personal best in the snatch discipline. He's got a personal best of 170 in the clean and jerk, so it'll be interesting to see whether he can work up that far. Five kilos separating at the moment. The men in second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth and seventh. Now, Petrov is not going to come out from 165, so we change again. That was the statutory to 1 kilo going on. And 165 the bar for Zlatko Minchev and his third attempt.
Well, just keeping an eye on the scoreboard and the weights that have been nominated. We had a discussion after Chen's first attempt. How many kilos would he increase? 8 is the answer. He's
beaten both of us.
To 170. Well, I think that's going to be a big test.
Well, that was what was concerning me by going so low, so conservative when he came in, that this second step was going to be more of a test than it should be.
Time will tell.
So, final effort. He's only made 2 out of 5 lifts so far, Zlatko Minchev. Wouldn't call that a successful evening, so this at least to get to 50%. Oh, no.
Maybe
sure.
deemed an adjustment.
Well, I think that was an adjustment. Well,
relevant.
It's academic.
Well, by an adjustment, the bar has to go to the top of the shoulders and stay there first time. You cannot catch the bar low and then slide it up onto the top of your shoulders. So let's not have a look.
Moving on. Now, Sunny. Now, this will be a 4 kilo increase. Now, this will just, at this moment in time, enhance his position in second place. But, of course, Zani going for 170. Third attempt. 167 it is. And it's not Zani, it is of course Robert Joachim for Germany. First attempt. This for the lead in the clean and jerk.
A really good opening attempt, nice and solid. Robert Joachim of Germany, he has to work hard all the way through the lift, but so precise in his movement.
Puts him up into second place. He was fourth after the snatch phase. He's one of the men who really has the opportunity. Now that Kaya has bombed out from the snatch, he can't have an effect on the total, so the likes of Joachim now could be thinking, maybe I could get to, you know, silver or bronze medal. There'll be a heck of a fight for the bronze medal here. And 308 for Robert Joachim.
I think it's going to be a heck of a fight for all three of them, David. I'm not sure anything is clear-cut right now. Well, Chen has come down in weight. So he posted the 170. He's brought that down to 168. So it's a 6 kilo increase from his first.
Well, that's what you would have been advising and were advising had you been in his coaching corner. You certainly wouldn't have proposed 8, would you?
No. No,
exactly. So he at the moment has 312 kilos. So he's just trying to maintain. Ooh. How did he manage that? No, that was just awful.
Well,
do you know, I wasn't expecting that from Chen.
Well, I just looked at the first attempt and I was like, this doesn't look like the Chen that we're used to. He's way down on his best.
I suppose what I was psyched out about was the fact that he was so gutsy to get to 150 on the clean and jerk. But then, you know, maybe...
To be honest, if you look at the figures here, 150 snatch, you would expect a whole lot more than a 162 clean and jerk. 12 kilos. No disrespect, but that's the kind of gap you'd expect. Just 12 kilos would be a schools lifter, not at senior international. This level you'd expect 20, 30, 35 kilos even difference between snatch and clean and jerk. He's struggling. The legs are just not there today.
And that advantage now, well, it hasn't evaporated, but the coaches will be eyeing that now and thinking, well, he's only got one more attempt. And there are plenty out there with 2 attempts left. So this could be a big turnaround.
He doesn't have a huge amount of time to recover. Oh, he's back out again. There we are. No time to recover.
No, well, there will be every other coach to a man would want to send him out again.
Yeah.
Because they're all going, well, let's get rid of it.
It's tactics right now as well. You know, the other coach should be looking at it and thinking, do you know what, if we go up by a kilo, it forces Chen straight back out. Is he going to recover in time? There we are. Chen's gone up. He's tired. He needs more time. Chen is now playing the game and gone to 169. Why? Because he needs to buy more time. This will give him 1, 2, 3, 4 lifts potentially before he's back out.
Now Sanchez, well, he was 10 kilos behind Chen, but maybe we should be looking more relevantly at the fact that he was only a kilo behind Robert Joachim. He was only 3 behind Mirko Zani. He was only 2 behind Okyai. So opportunity for Sanchez to maybe bring himself back into the fight.
Ooh, sits deep, stands well.
I was going to say there was a choir behind us, but it sounds more like a sort of Spanish... I think I'll just pause there, because what I was going to say was not too complimentary, but I have to say they are supportive, the Spanish.
The Spanish team, particularly the Spanish girls, screaming behind us for him to hold that.
Sanchez now only 3 kilos behind Oleg Chen.
Well, we're just looking at Minchev here, messing around with the weights on the bar. He's not happy with how it was loaded. Clearly there was a gap between the weights. He wants it set up properly. As a lifter, you can just instruct the loaders to come and do that, so you don't waste any energy, but... Oh, it's on bent arms. Is he going to... I would fail that. my view, his left arm flexed and then straightened again.
Well, it's a 2-to-1 split. Only the central referee feels the way that our jury stopped, and they weren't happy. Tina Byte, the president of the jury from Denmark, requiring the attention of the referees, and she's called up the two who didn't red light it.
Yeah, the referee that gave the correct... Look at that arm, bends, now it's straight. Well, tell me that's not a press out.
Central referee from Romania, Cristina Maftai, actually got it right. And that's good work by the jury. So that last lift does not count. And the bar at 169 kilos for Chekir of Moldova. Chekir currently 6th overall, 6th in the clean and jerk, 6th at halfway in the snatch. The devil's marking.
Oh, very low dip, ends up dropping his chest. What a shame. The clean was so strong, so aggressive. Chichier, well, he'd still have one attempt remaining.
Few people running out of time and running out of lives here now.
See here, explosive on the way back out of that clean. Dips low here and just drops the chest. Only a fraction, but a fraction is all it takes.
Petr Petrov. 5 kilo increase to 169, still below his personal best by a kilo. Never really got it onto his shoulders, did he?
I hope we get the side replay here.
Yeah.
He was on his toes before the bar even got to his knees. Drops the chest, tries yanking the bar up. Doesn't work that way. There's no extension through the middle phase.
Oleg Chen now believing that this is the moment he's got to come out. Now, this is the last throw of the dice for him. So this is the 7 kilo increase, which will take him from 312 to 319. And then it's down to the likes of Sanchez and Joachim and et al. That was a better clean. Got to make this, and he's going to fight, and he's going to get this.
Well, he's going to get it. He absolutely needed that lift.
Well, is it going to be a third European title?
Well, he can do no more. He's going to have to sit, wait and watch now.
Sanchez has got 2 attempts, but he's got to find, remember, he's got to go to 320, not 319 if he wants to win. No more lighter body weights. In fact, he isn't lighter than Chen, so it's irrelevant anyway. But Robert Joachim, 308, he's 11 kilos behind. That means in 2 attempts, he's got to make up 12 kilos.
I'm not sure Sanchez has 10 more kilos.
What?
Well, 11 kilos.
Do you think Robert Joachim has got 11 in him, 12 in him?
I don't think so.
So that's why that lift by Chen was so crucial. Matam, though, yet to start. Let us not forget him.
Oh, goodness me. After the clean, you'd never place a bet on that being successful, but that was a really gutsy lift. Great effort from Petr Petrov. 169 is the way he finishes on.
Yeah, Petrov finishes on 3:05. Had to get hoped to get closer to 3:12, but Well, there are clean and jerk medals to go for, and Brikan Kaya from Albania, that's what he's got to aim at now. He's at 170 for his opener. I can tell you that Matam of France has posted 173. Robert Joachim 172 for his next attempt. Likewise Sanchez. A score on the board for Kaya, but
a bit despondent because he knows he's thrown away a chance of an overall medal after bombing on the snatch, but he's going to try and salvage something from this European Championships, and he'll have his eyes set on a medal in the clean and jerk. He's going to try and upset one or two people here.
Now here comes Zani. Now this is all about not only clean and jerk medals, but really this is an 8-kilo increase to take him from 305 to 3013 and put him into overall silver. So in earnest, we're now very much in the fight for arguably silver and bronze. Well, he's got a very good silver medal from the snatch, hasn't he, to remind him of what he's achieved here in split. He's at the moment out of the medals in the overall, well down in the clean and jerk. But Zani, a name to keep an eye on for future years.
Definitely, at just 19 years of age, he certainly has a bright future ahead of him.
And now Okiai, third and final attempt. He finds himself down in 6th place. And again, another 8-kilo increase to take him to 312. This would take him up into overall silver. So again, another big moment. Well, if he does the rest of this, it'll be a new personal best.
Really good, well done.
Yeah, he's strong overhead, isn't he? And the drive was good. And suddenly, the bronze medalist from the first half of the competition, the snatch, goes into overall and clean and jerk silver. Yeah, that was well done.
It really well done, just working to a limit all the way through.
Now, Dean Menchev, who got a result in his favour, overturned and out for 170 at the third attempt.
No way. Bent arms all the way, never at arm's length.
Yeah, not a night he will wish to remember. That's the other problem about appearing on television, isn't it? All your mates and everybody back home sees you having a rotten evening.
Well, that's the tough thing about an individual sport. When it goes well, it's great. You take all the credit, all the praise. But when it goes wrong, there's nowhere to hide. You're on your own. That platform is all yours, and you've got to face the consequences.
Well, still another man to come out at 170, and that's Sergei Chekia. Now, Chekia, he's trying to take a 7-kilo increase to take him up to 310, which would, at least for a moment, put him into overall bronze. So into a clean and jerk medal position and an overall medal position if he does it. Saw the hips just go behind the bar, comes forward, and he's gutted.
For a second he thought he had that. All he had to do was recover.
Once that bar gets away from you, you can't get it back.
And these boys are desperate for these medals right now. They're doing everything they possibly can. Very strong in the clean. Jerk here. He's got it. He's got it. No, he hasn't.
Well, I'm fascinated to see what Joachim can do here. 172 on the bar. Now this is 2 kilos over his personal best.
Put him up into the silver medal position as well.
This could be a good moment. Yeah, that's a fair clean. Come on, come on. Excellent. Germany in the medals at the moment. Germany yet to medal at these championships, but I'll tell you what, Robert Joachim, this is really good lifting by him.
It is great extension with the hips. Stand strong. Nice straight dip and drive. Great lifting.
He's got one more attempt. I don't think he's going to close up the 7 kilos that he would need to get ahead of Oleg Chen. But on the other hand, the way he's lifting at the moment, you know, that's 5 out of 5. Exactly, this is good performance by him and good coaching by the German team. And David Sanchez now finds himself down in overall 4th place and clean and jerk 4th. So this is a 4 kilo increase to take him from 309 up to 313. Obviously, it would give him the lead in the clean and jerk, but it would only put him into 3rd place. Well, he's got one more life, but I'm just looking at the scoreboard now. Matam had 174, had 175. He's come down to 174. Now, Robert Joachim's not going to take that. 173. Sanchez to follow himself? Probably. Tell you one thing, if Robert Joachim gets this last lift, he would have really earned a medal, won't he? 6 out of 6, yeah. I mean, that would have deserved a reward. And there you can see the situation in the clean and jerk. Robert with 1 attempt left to go. Sanchez with 1 more. Matam at the bottom there, yet to start. Coach's room thinning out a little bit now as we come to the business end. Sanchez having to follow himself, but he's had the full 2 minutes and he's still got over a minute in hand. Now he's out of the medals entirely at the moment. So this to put himself back into the medals, in the lead in the clean and jerk, but overall 3rd. He pushed Okyay of Turkey out of the medals overall. The bronze medalist of last year.
This time it's there.
Yeah, he's fought for it. There's a heck of a lot of noise, but he's delivered. 3 white lights. Well done to him. Good recovery. Now, there are still men out there that can push him off the podium. He may not He may not be the bronze medalist at the end of this evening.
No, but he didn't even want this 173. It was 172, the weight he opted for. But he was forced to this weight to have a shot at the medals. He's done it. He's in a medal position. There's no more he can do now. He's given himself the very best opportunity.
A clean and jerk medal might come his way. I'm not so sure about an overall. But Matam now. Well, this is the moment. Remember, he starts 10 kilos behind Oleg Chen. Once again, showing the elbows. 174.
Allez, Bernie. Well, this is the discipline he prefers. Works hard to get out of the clean and adjusts his hand really wide.
And he goes up into second place overall, 5 kilos down on Oleg Chen, the lead in the clean and jerk with 2 attempts to get to 320. That's what he's got to do. He needs 6 more kilos to take the gold for France.
Really has to split wide to get himself underneath. Well, 6 kilos, David, do you think it's doable?
Do I think it's doable? Is that the question?
I think it's going to be a big ask. What do you reckon?
I would side with you, actually. Because
You've got Oleg Chen here strutting up and down. He's got an awfully long time to wait to see his fate. Is he going to be champion?
I think the other reason why I'm hedging against Matam is because he does have such a poor record. You know, I mean, at best, you know, I've seen him survive competitions with 2 out of 6.
But he is better in the clean and jerk.
Yes, he is. He's never won a gold. He's won a bronze at European level.
Well, the results there show you that it's just 5 kilos in it between gold and silver at the moment.
And this is the man who can medal up or mess up or really muddle up the clean and jerk medals. Kaya looking for a consolation prize here. And he's well capable of doing it as well. 5 kilo increase for the lead in the clean and jerk. And this is only his 2nd attempt. Five seconds.
This is a man who's been haunted by poor performances at the European Championships. He bombed in 2013, he bombed in 2014, he's bombed this year. He's trying to salvage something here on the clean and jerk. 175 into the lead in the clean and jerk.
So now, just looking at the German athletes, this is Robert Joachim. He's posted 176. Now, just having a look at the remaining lifts here. In those that matter in terms of the total, well, they're there, aren't they? You know, Robert's got the bronze medal, whatever happens.
That's right. 176 is the right weight to call because he needs a kilo more than the weight that's just been lifted to advance his position in the clean and jerk. This is absolutely the right weight for him to take.
So 4 kilos up to go from 313 to 317 overall. But as you rightly say, to go into the lead in the clean and jerk. But of course, he's very conscious of Matam around as well. But first German medal of the championship secured. Come on, Robert. That's terrific. That's a 6-kilo new personal best.
Well, it's fantastic lifting, and he should be chuffed to pieces with that. 6 from 6.
And you know, 140, just looking at this, 141, that was a personal best in the snatch. Now, you know, 176 and a new personal best total, 317, age 30. Excellent evening's work, 6 out of 6, thoroughly deserved.
Absolutely. Brilliant lifting from Robert.
Well, the Germans are not really the force of old, are they? You know, the 60s, the years of the likes of Ronnie Vella, Mark Huster, Oliver Caruso. But it's really good to see them back with a man on the podium.
It absolutely is, and I believe Oliver Caruso, is he in the warm-up room with him? I think Oliver is here. Well, Matam is waiting there. He's due to come out on 180, 180. That will be the 6 kilos required to have a chance at the overall gold. Before that, we're likely to see Kalia.
And he's got 2 throws of the dice as well. But if I was Matam, I'd really want to do it on the next one. I would not want to leave. You see, I think if it comes down to the 3rd one, he's going to get all nervy. And Chen might escape from jail. But meanwhile, the competition for the jerk, clean and jerk gold medal goes on. Difficult clean, last attempt, you would expect it. 178 to put above his head. Not to be. So, at the moment, he's left in 2nd place. And it's all about France now.
Well, you can see here, rounding the shoulders, rounding the back. Not much left in the legs. Almost had it, though. Just slightly in front. Ran out of space on the platform.
Well, Anne Michel, opening day, first French women's title for 22 years. France with a world champion, Venceslas Dabaya, and a European champion in his corner, taking pole position to help give him the cues, give him the points. 40 seconds, 180 kilos on the bar. He lifts this, he takes the gold medal. If he doesn't, he's got one more attempt. Chen looks on backstage. Very deep, very hard clean, but he's there. Hands out. Can he do it? Needs to do it. Is that good enough? They're looking at the arms. 3 white lights. He is champion of Europe. And Kinge Matam, the 2nd championship for France here in Split in Croatia. And he needed to do it right then. He won't be bothering with the 3rd attempt.
Well, it's completely buried him at the bottom. Somehow managed to find the legs to stand. What an effort. Big drive to arm's length. The coaches in the background, hold it, hold it, hold it, they're saying.
There's Dabaya looking on. And that is terrific. Now, you have a look how deep he gets here.
That's what you call splitting to the bar. If you don't have the legs to drive any higher, you've got to get your body lower underneath. And he did just that.
Well, what a way to end the evening. And, well, Oleg Chen not in shape for whatever reason. And at the end of it all, The championship goes to France. Oleg Chen of Russia defeated by Aikido. We'll look at the clean and jerk results there. France take the gold, Germany take the second. A silver medal there. Kaya, a consolation bronze for Albania. David Sanchez, fourth overall. But in the overall championship, which is cherished more than anything else, France from Russia, from Germany, the 1, 2, 3, and Sanchez, last year's bronze medalist, on this occasion missed.